The trailer starts off with a flyby of Red Dwarf itself and is set to the same music from the teaser trailer. And then in onto something we've not seen before, a new Red Dwarf landing bay built by the model unit and a little bit of CGI, but not too much thankfully. It fits in nicely with the new ship's look and gives us a nice look at Starbug. Then we get a close-up look at the new console controls, which then gets slammed by Lister's fist. Be careful there now. The music shifts into a cat version of the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. Why a cat version? Well, we can hear the cat's familiar owls lined up perfectly in the song. It's a really great little touch that might not even be picked up by a lot of people. Unfortunately, as previously stated, the online version of the trailer replaces this with library music, doubtless due to copyright concerns. Starbug takes off with the smoke effect we all missed and towards some sort of moon or asteroid. You can see here that Starbug has one of its back lights missing, which is something we first saw on a storyboard back in February 2016. We therefore know that it's from the episode recorded third, which all current evidence indicates will be the first to air. We then cut to what currently looks like Sunbury Pump House, or a very close approximation. Those green pipes are the giveaway. Two mechanoids are fighting it out in the middle of the Justice Zone, and on closer inspection we see that one of them is the Lister bot wielding a mop. I'm pretty sure that's Lister anyway. It still doesn't look much like Craig, but it does look like the Craig droid in this picture, although much less pale on screen. We then see Rimmer dissolving away, which seems to happen at least once in most of the Dave-era trailers. This time he spirals into his light bee, before we cut to little bios for each of the crew. This is something that hasn't been used before in an official Dwarf trailer as far as I recall. It's a good idea for the casual audience. Each of them is presented in the form of a short clip from the series, with accompanying graphics and voiceover. And yes, of course, we're going to pick apart the captions. Dave Lister Cinzano Bianco, that's not how nicknames work. I'd have preferred David Lister anyway, and would have accepted human, barely, as a species. Well, I wouldn't say correcting people is something Crichton likes doing. It's just something he has to do quite a bit, and he often feels guilty about it. And I simply don't understand Crichton's full name being additional. His full name is Crichton 2X4B-523P, as everyone with even a passing interest in Red Dwarf knows, with the obvious exception of Robert Llewellyn himself when he was writing the episode Beyond a Joke. Unless the additional thing is a reference to something else from Series 12, I'm baffled. The cat seems to have less information than anyone else, which reflects either the more enigmatic aspect of his character or a lack of research from whoever put the captions together. Does he like mice, though? I thought that cats and mice were notoriously antagonistic towards each other, unless Tom and Jerry are lying to us. So close to perfection on Rimmer though. The choice of insults are great because they're not necessarily the obvious ones, and I like the bluntness of his status. The name could do with some initials after it, but they're not essential. The glaring, obvious schoolboy error though, it's Z Shift, not Z Watch. Back to the action, and it's an earlier moment from a shot that was featured in the teaser, with the big scary ship turning its tractor beam on to ensnare Starbug. Then, our first glimpse of Chris Barry's Rimmer bot in action, and unsurprisingly, his rubberized face is just as distinctive and excellent when it's moving. This shot confirms that it's some sort of conversion machine that turns the crew into Crichtons, and furthermore that it appears to be based on a salon hairdryer. Then there's some transmat action with Rimmer and Cat beaming down to join Crichton. The clinical white location that we've seen elsewhere, coupled with the big M-shaped logos everywhere, certainly seem to point towards which episode this is. Then a moment she can't help grinning at, the Boys from the Dwarf hand gesture, for the first time since Demons and Angels back in Series 5. And Rimmer seems just as uncomfortable with it now as he was then. It's such an iconic moment from the original series, despite it appearing only a handful of times, and it's a callback designed simply to please long-term fans. Then, the exact same shot of Rimmer, Blofeld, Dr. Evil from the teaser before. Lister and Cat on a green screen gas moon, wearing very Space 1999-esque helmets. I love the use of the ancient JMC Mountains logo on the spacesuit. Rimmer has decided to name this gas moon Rimmer, and he looks very smug as he does so. Lister responds with the full Rimmer salute before pointing out how Rimmer is full of gas. An obvious joke, but just look at that beautiful flag. The trailer ends with multiple coloured wireframes of the logo cascading onto screen to form in the TV trailer. I, for one, love this trailer. It gives the show a fresh and new feel to it. There are presumably more variants of this trailer on the way too. So until next time, see you, smegheads.